Yeah, that's 3.
No, hold on. Or this one.
Oh.
No, it's that one, Kristina.
Yeah, that one didn't work last week. That's 3.
Doot, doot, doot. That's the one.
Yeah. Good.
It's working.
It's fixed. That's fixed.
They fixed
Our
it.
favorite. We like 3.
Sorry, I'm trying to read the paper, chew gum, and get my headphones on at the same time here.
I love that sound of the
paper
newspaper. Let's just do sound effects today.
Have you ever watched like movie behind the scenes sound effects things? And I always thought that they were like super technical, probably like all done by synthesizer or they're not called synthesizers anymore. What are they called? Whatever. Computer, sound effect. I'm going to spit out my gum. This is bad. I'm going to just a couple more chews.
Wait, you don't mean synthesizer? What do you mean? If it's not synthesizer.
I mean, that's not the word anymore.
What's the word?
Keyboard, electronic, computerized, synthesizers.
You can call it synthesizer.
Okay, good. Whatever. I thought that all sound effects must be created that way, but they're not. There's really people in there like banging on metal or clicking little things or doing like, it's real sounds.
Must be a fun job.
Kind of, to come up with what makes the most horse hoof sounding horse hoofs or whatever.
It's very active.
It's very active.
You know?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Cool. Anyway, okay. Wow. All right. Let me buckle down and
all right. Nice to be here.
Become a DJ now.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't contain my gum very well. It came through. Hold on. Let me rewrap it.
Gotta turn you up a little bit.
Thanks. There. All right. Welcome to 11th Hour Radio, one and all.
Welcome. Welcome. Hi.
Oh, I was going to say all the rest of the stuff, but I just totally...
I feel like a kid who just likes to say hi into a microphone. Remember that time Ira was like, it was just on the microphone and he was just saying all those things that kids say that just stupid stuff.
Yep, I do remember
That's how I feel today.
And he kind of hasn't gotten over that. Every time he comes in, it's like all new again.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, it's a bummer because for our wedding business, sometimes we use our own sound system in the barn with a microphone, and he loves to, when they're not in there, of course, just get the microphone and just be like, hello, hello.
Yeah, exactly. And make distortion, too. It's fun.
I don't remember having that as a child. Like, I don't remember really doing that.
No, you were too busy, like, skinning deer.
I didn't skin that many deer.
Yeah, you did. You did more than the average person.
I was,
at least in my
I was very busy bossing
world.
my little sisters around and that kind of stuff. But
yeah, but
I was the organizer. I was the organizer of our entire childhood. That was like my job, and I took it really seriously.
Yeah, and then they're getting back at you now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, at least one of them.
I feel so bad because it was town meeting this week on the day that my sister Jen and I usually go and spend the day with my Grammy Sammy, so I didn't go. And then, so we had kind of vaguely pushed it back to like Thursday. And then yesterday was just so busy. We had so much stuff to do. We got a new truck and we had to go and get it like registered. And I had a ton of errands that were just pushed back. So I felt bad because Jen went over to see Grammy Sammy by herself and I felt really guilty.
But you hit your head.
I did. I hit all of me this weekend.
Yeah.
We went to Stratton and I don't usually crash. I've skied since I could walk, and it's not like I'm not like a crazy skier anymore. But like I don't crash because I don't take big risks. I'm too old. I'm too old to do that. But as much as I love helmets and goggles, like they're super safe, they kind of create tunnel vision a little bit, and you have blind spots, wicked blind spots. So unless you're turning your head all the time up the hill to see like who's coming, so Eli and I, my son, just came bombing from two separate sides of the trail down. Both of us were exactly in each other's blind spot, and we collided. And he is like 15, so he kind of got knocked off his feet for a minute. He just like hit his knees and popped back up again. But I was like totally done for, and I just like somersaulted like a crazy demon down the hill, like whacking every part of my body before I finally stopped. And it was fine. I was like, I bet that looked stupid or whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna hurt tomorrow. But I got up and skied the rest of the day, and then. But before the day was even over, I was like, I hurt now. Everything hurts. I'm going to not be able to move for like a long time. Yeah. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then I didn't end up going to town meeting for the first time ever.
Well, how was that to not go?
Weird. I felt, guilty there too. Like
I
just
felt
don't
left out. Probably
I did
too.
get up early, even though I had to like hobble down the stairs to make my pies and stuff. But I didn't go. My head hurt. I just didn't want to like listen to people yell at John all day. So
yeah,
I couldn't do it. I just
because they'd sort of be yelling at you too.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. So I can see why.
I didn't have it in me to do it, but
yeah, that's okay.
I guess it was a pretty uneventful town meeting anyway.
That's good.
So
it's good to have one of those, once in a while.
You didn't go to yours, did you?
No. I haven't gone forever. I
usually love town meeting. I love it less ever since John's on select board because I don't like it if he is in the hot seat about something. And I just wish people understood. Like, John is super nice. He would never do anything like jerky on purpose. Like, everything that he ever does that people are mad about are literally because he thought that was the best thing to do. Right. Not for himself, but for other people. So if they are mad, it's just because I don't think they know that he's like thought and agonized over it like for ages, and he's not just trying to do something to screw people.
I know that. You don't have to tell me that.
I know that.
You don't have to tell me that.
Most people that know him know that, but some people don't know him, and they just think like, well, why are you doing this?
Right.
That's a bad idea. But it's like,
well, that's the price you pay for getting up and doing public service. That's how it is.
I could never do it.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Well, you're sort of taking it on emotionally.
Yeah,
it bounces off him a little bit better than it bounces off you,
He's
and that's
rubber,
why
I'm glue. It bounces off him and sticks.
Yeah, that's it. So
I can't say
that's
you,
just makes you a good team. Actually,
I don't want to be the glue.
Well, you have to figure it out, but it is a complementary partnership. So
it's a little exhausting too, though.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I was happy that we got a truck. That was good, especially when you and I were just talking about the desperate need for trucks.
Right.
And it was so weird. Eli, who's always looking up things on Facebook Marketplace, really dumb things, and being really mad at me that we won't buy it. I was like, can you just be like, pretend like you're going to be an adult someday for 5 seconds? And if you're going to look things up, look for something useful. Here's what we need. You look for this, and it can't cost much, and it has to have this and this and this. And he was like, got it, done. And he went away and came back like 10 minutes later with a few things to look at. And one was totally right, and they went and looked at it and bought it and brought it home.
That's fantastic.
Like, fine. Although I just realized that my troubles are not ended now that we have a truck because...
No, really? Really? You still have troubles?
First of all, like I was totally stranded last week. Like you had to come and get me because my car was dead.
Yeah, what did you drive today?
The truck. John dropped me. Well, John dropped me off. He went to pick up taxes from the tax guy. See, this is why my troubles aren't over. I was like, we can't be a family of 4 with kids having to go to like school and lessons and us doing work and things with only one vehicle. That makes no sense. We have to have 2. So we got this truck and I'm like, great. There, we're good now.
Yeah.
But it didn't occur to me that mud season means that the other car is impassable. Like it can't get down the road anyway.
Why don't you keep it down in town?
We're going to have to.
Yeah.
Tunbridge doesn't have a park and ride though, and I wish they did. But I mean, they get a little annoyed if you leave it at the town offices too long because we usually do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to have to. Like we can't get the car up and down.
Right.
So,
yeah. It's going to be a bad mud season.
I can sort of tell already. It's tricky if we park the car down there, and then how do I... What if we have to leave at different times?
Well...
How do I get down there?
Yeah, lots of back and forth, for sure.
Anyway, so
I might have to cancel a recording session on Monday.
Is your road really bad already?
Yeah,
I bet it is.
It's getting bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your road is worse than ours.
Yeah, 3 people have to come, and they don't all have good cars. You know, people from Burlington don't always have, like, good vehicles for back
you know
roads.
what? Mud season will slow down the coronavirus.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
it can't get
go
through.
Places.
It's be impassable out to our place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Vermont has 11 seasons, actually, according to the Barnard Store posted that thing. Did you see it?
Oh,
have
the
you ever
one
seen that?
Fool's Spring, of Deception, Mud Spring, Mud Season, True Spring.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did see that. Actually.
I think we're in Spring of Deception right now.
I think so.
Yeah. Then
it's not that springy, though.
Yeah. Well, it's not mud season yet because we have to have more winter. So we have winter.
There's supposed to be a storm this week, right?
Yeah. And then mud season. And then actual spring comes after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, let's see, summer, fall, second summer, actual fall, winter, full spring, second winter, spring of deception, third winter, mud season, actual spring, summer, fall, second summer, actual fall, and so on.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
I do. Right? I'm terrified that the loggers are not, they need to stop logging now at our place.
Right.
Because Like, I think that's why our road is so bad. We can't get up and down it because, hello, log trucks.
Right. Yeah, they used to shut our road.
You can't have a bad road, have a log truck go over it, and then be like, I'm going to take my Prius over this now. It's not working out.
That's right.
Great
It's
for
sort
us.
of a schizophrenic Vermonter.
I feel jerky that I have a Prius and I make fun of Prius drivers a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
You should.
I know. But I'm not, I feel weird because I'm not actually lumping myself in with the people I'm making fun of. Like, I, for some reason, get to be exempt.
Yeah. You don't
because
think of
I
yourself
understand
as,
that Priuses are ridiculous.
You don't think you're a Prius driver, actually.
Like, you can't. I love it when we go on road trips. It's great. And I don't care. You guys can make fun of Priuses all you want, and I will too. But, like, on a road trip, woo, you just, like, go 700 miles, and it just costs you, like, $30. I mean, sorry, that's pretty good.
Really?
It's not bad.
How do you pay for charges? Like,
you don't charge it. We don't have the kind. It charges itself. You don't
see.
plug it in anywhere. It's a hybrid. It's not like an electric one.
So you fill it with gas, then what happens?
It just goes for a long time. Like whenever you're going downhill or using the brakes, it recharges.
Oh, I see.
Somehow.
So it doesn't, like, you don't have to keep filling it with gas because it keeps recharging itself.
No, you do have to. It uses up the gas eventually, but it just takes longer.
It takes longer?
Yeah. I mean, just
like
let's just say this.
Longer?
It just gets good gas mileage. That's all I.
Okay.
How about I say that?
That's cool.
Okay. Every other aspect, it's like driving a toy car. Like mud season, no.
Toy car. Yeah.
Winter, no. As soon as it's a little bit slippery or slidey, it like kicks onto this weird electric overdrive, and then the tires are just like. It's just like it's like driving a fruit fly. Like you can't.
Boy.
So that should, if you're gonna have a Prius, it has to be like just a summer car, because
we could play car bingo. We have so many cars coming in and going, and you know, our cars are a source of endless entertainment, like positive and negative.
I know.
Like when something good happens with cars, we're so happy that we can't stop talking about it, and vice versa. When the bad things happen, we can't stop talking about it. It's like talking about the weather.
Well, I felt really jerky.
And if you combine cars and the weather, then you can talk and talk
Forever.
and talk. Like, yeah.
Like car talk.
Car talk, yeah.
I felt jerky because we came home last night in the truck from Eli's music lessons over in Newbury, and I was like, all right, let's see how he does going up the driveway. And I realized immediately that I started to refer to the truck as a he.
Oh.
Whereas I always refer to the cars as she. And I was like, oh my God, I've succumbed to this bizarre sexist, like trucks are male.
It's not
because they're mostly driven by men.
Yeah, but it's not too late to reverse that. You can try calling it by girl's name now.
But I feel like it's a he.
Well, just try the opposite. Just see how it goes.
I don't want to.
How about a gender neutral?
I don't want to screw up its identity.
Neutral.
I clearly
like
felt
Drew,
that it was
call
a he.
Like what's, Maddie or something. Something that goes both ways.
Androgynous.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to think of. That's the old-fashioned word for it. We all say gender neutral now.
That's true.
But
why? What was wrong with androgynous? Was that
well,
somehow
androgynous
offensive?
is kind of both. Gender neutral is neither. Right? Isn't that interesting?
No,
androgynous is combining both. Gender neutral might be
androgynous meant like
you don't want to be called a certain
you couldn't
thing.
tell. It could be either, but I feel like gender neutral is the same. Does anybody know? Somebody must know.
I think it's subjective.
Well, I just felt in my heart that the truck was a boy.
Okay.
I don't know why. Although, you know what was really annoying? We were driving in the truck yesterday, and another truck passed us, and it had giant gold balls hanging from its back end.
And you thought it looked like a girl?
I felt like, okay, I think they think their truck is a boy too, but they think it a little too much. Where do you even buy giant testicles to hang from your truck?
I just don't think cars have a sex. I never thought they did. Like, I don't think one is a girl or a boy. I just don't.
I feel like the Honda is pretty our old Civic was pretty gender neutral.
Yeah. And my Subaru is not a girl or a boy. It's not. It's just not a girl or a boy. I know it. Well, my cars are androgynous, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. They're not gender neutral. They're androgynous.
Some of mine are. Some of mine aren't. I can't help it. I don't know.
Okay, we're different.
All right. Let's
agree to disagree.
Let's talk about the weather or something.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
What's next on your list?
Let's see. Some good headlines. Cow escapes slaughter and survives brutal winter by joining deer family.
What? Really?
Yeah.
And the deer are not terribly threatened by bovine.
No. Cows and deer.
Yeah. And actually, we see the deer in our horse pasture a lot, too, and they don't seem to be bothered by them.
Yeah, so that was good. And this one, woman shocked to discover plant she's been watering for 2 years.
Is fake. I saw that one, too. It was like a succulent of some sort.
Yeah.
They do make some very real-looking rubber succulents if you go to Hobby Lobby, which I don't because Hobby Lobby freaks me out.
Well, it made me think twice.
Okay, so I go to Hobby Lobby.
I went and checked all my plants just to make sure
that they were real.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you plant them? Wouldn't you know?
You'd think.
I don't think you planted a piece of rubber and thought it was real.
You can't be too sure. It's important to check. I mean, what if your children were fake, right?
Right.
You'd want to know. It's worth
bought
checking.
Them at Hobby Lobby thinking that they were actually real.
Yeah.
And come to find out, they were just mannequins.
Yeah. That would be like a tantrum bicycle.
Hobby Lobby closes on Sundays because it's like a super Bible Belt company, and they don't believe that anyone should do anything on Sundays.
Yeah. Well, there's probably businesses closed on Shabbat, right?
I'm not saying Shabbat. I'm not saying on a holiday. I understand businesses are closed on religious holidays, but like every Sunday it's closed.
No, Shabbat's not a holiday. Isn't that every Friday or Saturday?
I thought it was Saturdays.
Yeah. Or it starts Friday night.
Well, I think businesses
might start Friday
I think
night.
It makes sense for businesses to be closed, like say if they're in like a Jewish neighborhood or something. Right? Because like, what's the point of opening a business that nobody's going to come to in your neighborhood? Whereas Hobby Lobby in the middle of New England is probably pretty safe being open.
Yeah, but what if they
on a Sunday because people have crafting needs.
But what if they just said we're not going to open on Sunday because we want people to have a break?
Oh, they don't say that. They say because it's the Sabbath. They say that.
Businesses used to. Well, a lot of businesses close on Sunday. Just for
right.
They
I
don't
totally
say
fine
why.
if they're closed on Sunday as like, oh, this is our day off. But they close on Sunday because they think everyone should be at church and stuff on that day.
Right. Is your Sunday different than any other day, or is your days are kind of
occasionally
all the
I get
same,
really
right?
mad on Sundays because I'm like, this is supposed to be the day of rest. The Lord decreed me rest today, but I don't get any rest.
You just complain, and then
I just complain. Maybe I complain more on Sundays because usually they're busy and I want to rest. I like that. Yeah. Kudos to the Lord for decreeing a day of rest.
Kudos.
We should take it, actually. Okay, but I forgot where I'm going with this.
I don't know.
Because
let's just make this the
Hobby Lobby still irritates me.
Let's make this the kudos show.
Kudos.
Where we give kudos to people.
Is kudos actually a type of granola bar? Is that a granola bar brand?
I don't think so.
I think it is.
Want to look it up on your phone?
No.
Yeah, don't waste your time.
I won't.
We should
kill
our cell phones. We should stop using them.
Oh, you know how everyone's like, oh, wash your hands all the time lately?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that, but guess what's actually got the germs on them, you guys? Your cell phone.
My cell phone?
No, everybody's cell phone. Okay, you play with your cell phone, wash your hands, come back and play with your cell phone. What's going to go on your hands? Same germs that were already on your hands a minute ago that you just washed off.
So wash your cell phone.
I'm just saying, people don't realize that they're like, iPhone is probably the grubbiest thing because it's constantly being clutched in your sweaty, hot little hand.
I know, but you could say it about so many things.
I know.
There's just so many things like
gas pump
money
handles.
They're trying to get rid of.
Always bad. Don't I always freak out about gas pump handles?
Just wear your glove. Just have a pair of gloves that you use when you go to the gas station. That's easy.
I just use a paper towel or something and throw it in the whatever.
Okay.
And actually, washing your hands is way better than hand sanitizer. I just read that.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to sing happy birthday to yourself twice while you're washing your hands. Here comes a train.
Oh, fantastic.
I think it'll be psychologically helpful to sing happy birthday to yourself so much. Don't you?
No.
Oh. Well, you could sing something else if you wanted. What would you prefer singing?
Just not anything but that.
Okay. Here comes a train.
Here it comes.
Shh.
South Royalton Station. There she goes. See, it trades as she.
Yeah, I don't dispute that. And I don't dispute that ships are she's.
Well, the most beautiful vehicles are always a she, right? Oh, it's a she.
Right, but who thinks that? Men think that.
No, I think that.
Men take control of the... It's a she if it's super beautiful and they're controlling it.
Ha! Get it?
That's the deal.
Right. They're driving. They're in the driver's seat. They're in the hot
maybe I
seat.
want my truck to be a he because I can control it.
Drive him. It's the only place you're going to have any semblance of control over the opposite gender, so why not go for it?
I don't know why. I don't know, Kristina.
That's okay. We have to go to a song, I think.
Oh, ready?
I know, it's 11:22 according to that
just
clock.
Chatting my little...
Yeah, you've been chitty chatty.
face off.
Chitty chat.
Okay. Is that a new windscreen on your microphone?
Yeah, I brought my own. You remember I did that last year, and then I stopped doing it, and then I decided to do it again.
Yeah,
it's my very own windscreen.
It's square though.
Yeah, I know. It was the only one I ran up into the studio to see what I could find.
Cool.
But it fits.
It works.
It fits fine. Okay, let's see. What do we have? We have Southwest of Eden as the song, and it's by, let's see, Larry Allen Brown.
Yeah, I don't know.
There she comes.
There.
Down southwest of Eden, north of East LA. Run out of time, run out of cash, run out of gas, run out of songs to play. I looked inside my heart and just to find maybe one more thing to say. Here I'm southwest of Eden, north of East LA. Yeah, she stole my heart like a gambler cheats a stud. She left me bruised and battered, facing it in the mud. When the sun come up, I looked around. Yeah, she ain't nowhere to be found. She left me southwest of Eden, north of East LA. All the things my daddy said, they come pouring into my empty head. Yeah, I wish I could be with him today, but he's southwest of Eden and I'm somewhere north of East LA. Now all the things my daddy said, they come pouring into my empty head. Oh, I wish I could be with him today. There's a moonlit night shining down on this lonesome road, and my heart is beating like a ticking time bomb. Yeah, just waiting to explode. I could leave this town today, but there ain't no place left to stay. I'm just southwest of Eden, north of East LA. Yeah, I could leave this place today, but there ain't no place left to stay. I'm just southwest of Eden, north of East LA. Yeah, southwest of Eden, north of East LA.
Wow. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
That was some pretty,
That's just a slow fade out.
Fiddling.
That was very pretty.
Fiddling.
Okay, big question.
What?
Ready?
Yes.
Do you think that we live in a simulation?
What do you mean by that exactly?
Do you know what a simulation is? Like virtual reality?
Yeah.
Like we could just be sitting somewhere on a planet, like with the virtual reality goggles on.
I think we're really here.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really buy the simulation thing, just because it sort of implies that it's, it's just a game,
No,
But
I don't think that's true. I think there's a purpose. I don't think we're a game.
Yeah, but I think we could have been born into a fabrication. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a difference between a simulation and a fabrication. I think there's some big deception going on.
I don't know. I like to think that everything's a lot more simpler than we've made it out to be and that we're overthinking it.
Really?
Sometimes I like to think that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to overthink.
Yeah.
And then it goes the other way.
Yeah.
I don't like to overthink. It just happens. But
Well,
I do in my gut think that things are less than we think they are. Like there's less. It's not as complicated as we've made it out to be somehow. We just don't know stuff, but it's not like complicated stuff. It's just mysterious stuff.
Well, yeah. Would you recommend just like underthinking?
It gets me by pretty well sometimes.
Yeah, trying to sort of
I mean, I do
backtrack.
I do it as a just a defense mechanism. It's just a coping mechanism. I shut down and underthink sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I have to, or I would just be a crazy.
You think that's the same as like ignorance is bliss?
I've often asked myself this. I think technically it means the same, but ignorance is bliss seems pretty irresponsible. It seems like a different
sound
type.
So good.
Whereas, like, I don't want to be ignorant on purpose, so that I just.
Yeah.
But I think we all have a responsibility to get through our daily life with some semblance of sanity, and finish the tasks before us. And I don't see how we can do that if every second we're just panicking about something.
Right.
So, no, ignorance isn't bliss, but you have to shut down to a certain extent to be able to perform your daily duties for survival.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what is the point?
You can't just walk around and be like stricken all the time.
No,
because the world is falling apart. You just can't do that. You can't. That's no way.
You've got to get
live.
from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And I don't think you have to be miserable the whole time, or making other people miserable. I think you just have to get there, and whatever way that you can get there is a success.
Yeah. It's good to have animals and stuff.
It is.
Because you can take care of things. I mean,
It's
if
good
you
to care
take care
for
of stuff,
other things.
assuming that your plants are not fake and your
Right.
children are real.
We did finally have one. We've had very good luck with lambing this year. We've had nothing bad happen. Everybody's been like super healthy and easy, and even the ones that were a little stuck, like, were not a big deal. We got them unstuck. Everything was okay. And even the one that was like arrived dead, poop, I like gave him some chest compressions and he was fine. But then yesterday we did have one that died, like a lamb. But it was the middle of the night. I guess it was a little chilly last night. They were down in the north-facing shed, and a mama had she had twin rams. And when we got there in the morning, it must have happened in the middle of the night when we were sleeping, and one was fine and up, and she'd licked it off, and the other one, she'd never even licked the cull off of it. It just was dead.
So it was dead.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
So,
that's okay. That's
It
probably
happens.
okay.
At least it was a boy. I know that sounds horrible, but
Well, because it's going to die anyway.
if it's a boy, its
gonna die.
lifespan is so much shorter than a girl anyway, so.
Yeah.
And sometimes the moms just know. They know if it's not supposed to live, and they won't try to make it live. It's interesting. Like, we have taken some in the past away that the mama had rejected, and was clearly just letting die. Like, that was her deal. She was like, this is not a viable lamb, and she let it die. And that has always horrified me. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to let it die. And I take it, and I fight and fight and fight, and I keep it alive.
That's sort of tricky.
And then eventually it will have some issue, like, like little Andy that we kept alive for like an entire year, whose heart wasn't even like fully formed.
Was he the one you took to nursing homes?
Yeah, because he was like miniature, because he couldn't ever grow, because he just didn't have, his parts weren't all even inside of him, and I fought so hard to keep him alive. And then later I realized like his mom knew all along that like he couldn't live. If I hadn't like kept him literally alive every second of the day, like he wouldn't have been alive.
Yeah, you were his life support.
It's just interesting because animals are so much wiser. Not necessarily kinder, but
they don't have options. They don't have some of the options
and
that we have.
They seem to know how to just, I don't know. They know things we don't know.
Yeah, and they don't have hands.
Nope.
You know, we do a lot of stuff with our hands that gives us extra possibilities.
Extra oomph.
Yeah. If you don't have hands, then when stuff's happening around you, you kind of have to accept it or, hit it with your head or whatever. Your options are limited. Think if we didn't have hands, what we would do.
I know people without hands and they do way more than I do. It's really humbling, actually.
Yeah. But arms are good too.
Arms are good.
If we had to just,
but there are those people, Kristina, that are born without any limbs. They're just like little. They're just like little nuggets.
Well,
they're
I know.
Nuggets.
Well, it's like and
they do like crazy things. Like they're like, I'm going to law school and I'm going to do this and I'm gonna, and I'm like, what? How are you doing this? Well, you're a nugget.
But you'd have to. What are you going to do with your life? You have to use your brain.
That would be so hard to be a nugget because you'd be like the most overachieving.
Yeah, but you'd
have to be the most overachieving nugget in the world to even just.
I'd say it's more common
exhausting.
It's more common for veterans to end up that way.
I know.
Than to actually be deformed at birth.
How shameful.
Yeah,
for us.
It is. It is our society. We're too complacent about war. We should be voting in a president that's anti-war.
War is not good.
War should be at the top of the list, really, because
the top of the no list. You mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. To resolve that issue. Like, why isn't that everybody's top issue in the whole world? Like, let's just stop this. Because if that all stopped, just imagine what we could do then.
I know.
It's just as long as that's going on, everything is just
why is it affected? Even there? Like, I believe there's so many kind people that don't want to kill other people.
Yeah,
like,
we're not in control.
I don't care
or we think we're
how
not.
I felt about anything. I don't think I could ever sit there and knowingly kill someone else's mother or child. Like, what a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think there must be people in the world that are kind enough to think that way. I'm not any like prize winning kind person, and if that's how I feel, there must be like people who are way kinder than me. So why are we still doing this?
Because there's damaged humans. And there's psychopaths.
So sorry.
There's psychopaths in high places that are controlling this whole game. Talk about a game. But it's not a simulation. It's a fabrication.
People need more dogs to love or something.
That would be helpful.
It would be really helpful.
Except the dog poop issue would possibly get... it's already out of control, right? It's already pretty out of control. I don't want to have to... Would you have a dog if you had to pick up that stuff?
Oh my God. Last night, during Eli's music lesson, sometimes I just hang out his lesson and hang out with Cindy and Ophelia, but John really desperately wanted to go. Newbury has this beautiful old-fashioned library, and he really wanted to go check it out. So we all went to check out the library, and it was beautiful. And while Ira and John sat at one of these library tables and played a game of chess, I was just browsing in the book section, and I picked up Michelle Obama's book called Becoming, and I was reading it, and I was laughing so hard. Ira was getting upset with me because he was like, "You have to be quiet in libraries, Mom." And I was like, "We're the only people in this library in the middle of the night. Like, I don't have to be quiet." But Michelle Obama was talking about how she felt horrible when they moved into the White House, and one of their dogs, like, suddenly developed this tendency to, like, just poop on one of the beautiful, like, oriental rugs, and then somebody else would come and clean it up, and she felt like the worst person because, like...
Yeah.
It was her like, that dog was the deal.
Somebody else
her dog
up her dog's
pooped on these beautiful rugs, and someone was like, "Oh no, you're not. You're the first lady. You can't clean up poop."
Yeah.
And so they would come, and then the dog was like doing it more and more because it was like just getting cleaned up, and what an awkward thing that was for her. And I was like just laughing because it was such a normal human feeling. Like,
well, don't you wonder if she's cleaning up poop now?
She is cleaning up poop now.
How do you know?
Because
maybe she got used to it. Maybe she kind of got used to.
No, they don't have like servants or anything now, obviously. And she was talking about how refreshing it was to like make her own toast again and just to feel like I don't know. Just how it was this amazing experience, but how awkward it also was to feel like you're different from everybody else in that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the dog poop story made me laugh pretty hard.
Right. Well, you brought up dogs. You thought dogs would change, could change a lot. I'd say if we got rid of
other than
war,
the poop.
and we sort of got, everybody had more animals. That'd be helpful. Definitely. There's all kinds of wisdom from animals for sure. Even animal stories like the Velveteen Rabbit.
Oh, that's way too sad. I can't even read that now. It just disturbs me so much as an adult. Because I was that way as a kid, I believed that the animals were real.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuffed animals were real, and then that the Velveteen Rabbit got burned. Didn't he get burned in a fire because wasn't he infected with tuberculosis or something?
He gets tossed on the pile.
That killed me as a child, and I have so much residual upset about the Velveteen Rabbit being burned when he loved the kid so much and he did so much for him, and then they burn him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know, but it's such a good book, and it's like last year, Bambi. I mean, Bambi is so sad. It is good,
but it's one of those books that scarred me as a child.
Old Yeller.
Madeline in the hospital also scarred me as a child.
Oh, that was scary. Her appendix being taken out.
And she was in a weird convent boarding school and had no parents or anything. And the nuns were kind of creepy and they...
But doesn't it kind of introduce you to the world?
Yeah, but I spent my entire childhood terrified of having to have my appendix out.
Yeah, especially in a convent.
Oh my God.
I would hate that.
Old Yeller, yes, also.
Yeah, traumatizing.
Terrifying.
But so are fairy tales can be traumatizing as well.
I don't know. They were so distant from my actual life that I couldn't even relate them to myself. Fairy tales were just that.
Except you have to admit Hansel and Gretel's a little terrifying.
Yeah,
that one. But that one's bad, and so is Pinocchio's awful. Oh God, Pinocchio!
Yeah, I guess.
Don't get me started on Pinocchio. They take the children.
I know.
Don't talk to me about it.
But it's just it's different. That's different than. I don't know why those didn't scar me as much.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of great fairy tales that just they're outlandish.
Yes.
Like having to find stuff in a haystack overnight. You have to perform these incredible tasks overnight that are impossible, and then the fairy comes
and little candy
and helps
houses
you.
And evil stepmothers who send you off in the woods to lose you.
There's enough truth in it that it's good because you do learn about those things, but you don't have to really suffer with it. You don't
relate it to your own life.
It's not about hurting animals or stuffed animals. I mean, hurting animals and stuffed animals is somehow the worst thing to a child.
It is.
I think it's worse than being put into an oven by a witch.
Yeah,
honestly,
to me it was.
If you want to ask my honest opinion.
I agree. Yep, definitely.
But still, I wouldn't want that too much either. I mean, the whole idea that here's the thing with Hansel and Gretel is that they drop the crumbs, right? And they think they're safe because they can go back.
Well, that was just dumb.
But here's the thing is that the bird eats the crumbs, and that's not fair because animals don't work against children.
Well, but they're just trying to survive too.
I maybe don't trust that fairy tale. That got slipped in from some, nefarious source.
I was always creeped out by the fact. Remember when Hansel and Gretel are in the cage and she's trying to fatten them up, but then she's got bad eyesight, so they always stick the bone out so that she feels the bone and she thinks they're not fat enough yet, so she doesn't kill them yet.
Yeah.
That kind of always creeped me out. Also, where'd they get the bone? Where'd they get a finger bone to stick out at her?
It's just a bad situation.
It's just bad all over. I don't know.
I don't know.
Candy House. I always would just flip to that really illustration, though, and that's pretty much the only part of the story that caught my interest.
No, but that makes it creepy, too.
I guess.
I don't like candy houses.
You probably didn't like to play Candyland very much either, did you?
Well, I kind of did. It had cute little cards. I still have mine. I have
Candy,
Candyland.
Weird because Ira always wanted to play it as a kid, and he's my sugar fiend anyway. And Eli never wanted to play it because Eli's a little bit of a germaphobe like I am, and he did not like to play with Ira because Ira would lick all the pieces and the board. So our board is like kind of
smeared a little bit.
I don't even know how to describe the way it looks, like when you've softened paper up too many times. Okay, but that's how it looks.
Yeah, back in the days when games were made out of cardboard and paper. Right, wasn't that cool?
I know. I still have my Chutes and Ladders.
Me too.
Somewhere.
I do too. And Parcheesi.
Cool. I don't know how to play Parcheesi.
Yeah, I actually didn't play it.
I like its name.
I always had it, but I didn't play it too much.
I was disappointed there wasn't anything actual cheese related to Parcheesi.
Oh, and it's not a very interesting board.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of
like
boring. It's a little bit
right?
like backgammon or something. It doesn't look, there's no visual like enjoyment, particularly to Parcheesi.
Nothing to lick.
No slatters and shoots, which are probably the best.
Definitely.
Because kids like both of those things a lot. Yeah. Okay, just chat. It is time. It is time for another song. I can't believe it.
Well, while you do that, why don't you throw me that booklet so I can actually thank our sponsors today after the song is over.
All right, here you go.
Thank you.
All right, this is called Money, Money, Money.
Oh.
You can all relate.
Money, 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 money changes everything. Money, 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 busy pulling all the strings. Ain't it funny, honey, all the trouble money brings. Burns a hole in my pocket whenever I stock it. Spending is a bad disease. Easy come, easy go, thinking that it grows on trees. Keep doing as I please, and I'll be begging on my knees. Check my balance, no money back guarantees. Money, 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 money changes everything. Money, 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 busy pulling all the strings. Ain't it funny, honey, all the trouble money brings. And the almighty dollar grabs my collar, flying blind as I can be. Shopping spree, I can't break free, diving into bankruptcy. Living large when times are fat, try to imagine that. Then lean gets mean, locking up my currency. Money, 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 money changes everything. Money, 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 busy pulling all the strings. Ain't it funny, honey, all the trouble money brings. I've been bought and I've been sold, chasing all things gold. The less I have, the more I need. The more I have, the less I'm free. My desire to acquire can really light a fire. Flames keep growing higher. Impulse buyers, hear that choir. Another score like before. A feeling so inspired. I must be hardwired. But the bills keep coming, and I'm getting way too tired. Money, 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 money changes everything. Money, 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 busy pulling all the strings. Ain't it funny, honey, all the trouble money brings. all the trouble money brings.
Cool. That was Dave Keller and Robert Bryant.
Nice.
Recorded at Pepperbox Studio.
Oh, Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper sings that too.
No.
Yeah, dude.
She doesn't sing the blues. Is it the same song?
Hold on. We'll find out. Let me see. Am I not allowed to play mainstream music on here? I can't remember.
Well, you can play a snippet.
Okay, hold on a second.
Is that it? It's a live
I hate how
video.
people always make their
I hate
YouTube
that.
videos like a little miniature movie. So before they even start singing, there's got to be some. Come on, I don't want to watch all this. Hold on.
I can hear her voice. It's so
Like 6
high
minutes.
pitched and squeaky. No,
I gotta turn it back.
No.
No,
No.
it's not. It is. Hold on a second.
This is the solo section.
I
This
can't
is
even
not,
find the chorus.
It's not the same.
The lyrics are the same. Money, money, money. Money changes everything. She
Really?
says it.
Okay.
I know she
What
does.
do I know? I don't know
I just
anything.
don't want to make you listen to the whole thing because it's like 6 minutes long, and how am I supposed to scroll around
Yeah.
and find? Oh, I just went backwards on my phone. The last thing I looked up was baby beavers.
Of course.
These people have all these rescue baby beavers that they got, and the little baby beaver pups or kits are trying to build tiny dams
Oh,
in
cool.
the zoo. Like they think they're going to build little
They
dams.
think they're actually beavers.
Yeah, it's so
Fancy
cute.
that. That's
I
pretty
just-
cool.
I just can't handle how cute it is
Yeah.
to think about tiny baby beavers like all by themselves, like making tiny little dams.
Well, that's why I had a beaver club. When I was a kid, I had a beaver club because I liked
John and
beavers.
I wanted to open a beaver museum.
Admired. You did?
Yeah.
Do
but
we have
figured-
that in common? An admiration for beavers?
I think we love beavers. We thought it would be cool.
What
What
do
if
you
you
mean
made
we love beavers? You
Well,
and
John
John
and I love
sat
beavers.
around saying how much you like beavers to each other?
all the time? In fact, we've bought each other little beaver figurines.
No, come on. You're
Yes,
kidding
I bought
me.
him like a little pewter beaver for
That's
like
weird.
Valentine's
It
Day.
must be
once.
our spirit
and not in a
animal.
weird way, people. By the way,
Don't even bring it up. You know, we
just
have
saying.
it. We have.
have
we
you
are-
seen what the skeletal structure of a beaver's tail looks like?
Yes.
It's just one little stick. All that skin
Yeah.
is nothing else. Just as one little
an
tailbone, like a
adaptation.
snake, is its like bones. But anyway, we thought it would be cool if we had a beaver museum because you could buy some really cheap property that's like a swamp, and then you make a little walkway to it and make a huge stick pile for like your museum, and you go inside it, and then you can have all kinds of beaver stuff. And it doesn't have to be just actual scientific-y beaver stuff. You could have, like. What was that cartoon, Rocky and Bullwinkle, where
He was a moose.
moose and a beaver were like best friends, right? You could have memorabilia from every kind of beaver.
Wait, back up. Rocky was a beaver?
I think so.
No.
Yes,
Oh,
Kristina.
come on.
I hate having to use my
Rocky?
phone so much. Hold on. Yeah, I think Rocky was the beaver. Hold on a second. Rocky.
Yeah. What comes to mind is this
Bullwinkle.
great Yogi Berra quote. He said, "We're lost, but we're making good time." That's sort of how
Oh.
this show goes.
I don't know if Rocky is a beaver
He's
or
not.
He's a squirrel.
Yes, of course.
What?
You
I
thought
always thought he was a beaver. Okay. All right.
I
well,
could
there's
see how
some
you would
cartoon.
get confused.
Well, he's got the teeth. There's some cartoon beaver. I just can't think of who it is right now. Anyway, whatever. We like beavers, and wouldn't it be cool to have a museum that looked like a beaver lodge? I mean, it could be a real building inside, but you would cover the whole thing with like heaps of sticks. Wouldn't that
Yeah,
be
that's
neat?
something for you and John to share together.
Yeah.
I don't think I would particularly want to run a beaver museum myself.
Well, there's a
You know,
couple
as
in
a
town
single
whose last name
person-
is Beaver, and we thought they could be like the ambassadors, or they could work there because they could be like, "Hi, I'm Scott Beavers."
I think you were just, had time to kill. You're sitting around.
This was like a weird fantasy we had a couple years ago. We thought, wouldn't it be neat to have like the one national beaver museum?
Yeah, you guys take a lot of long trips in the car together.
This did come
so
up on a long trip in a car.
you have time to talk about that stuff. And I think that's great. Like, at least you talk to each other. Because there's this thing called phubbing. Phubbing, phubbing. You know what that is?
mean?
It is the practice of ignoring one's companion or companions in order to pay attention to one's phone or mobile device.
No, we don't do that very often.
Yeah, so you guys don't phub.
Well, sometimes...
You guys have a real life together.
Sometimes I will be on the phone in the car occasionally.
Yeah, but you know what I really want to understand is, like, how does John have the time to record a different message on the phone answering machine every single day?
He doesn't. It's not every day.
Really?
It's
how
not every
often?
day. And the
like,
last one
often?
lasted for like 2 weeks. It was really bad. He was feeling shamed because people were like, I've heard this, I've answered this question like 100 times.
Like, who says that? Who calls that much?
People.
Who calls, like, every day to check the
question?
message?
Right now the question is, can you name the corresponding colors to John Deere, Ford, and
Kubota.
Oh, yeah, Kubota.
Kubota is blue.
Did you call me?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right,
I've noticed tractor colors for sure.
Yeah, John Deere,
Which ones
Ford.
are red?
I think Fords
red?
are usually red, and John Deere's are green, so...
Yeah.
I think that's the
John
question
Deere's.
this week. What was the question last week? He's started asking a little bit more personal questions, which I think is better because he used to ask trivia questions, and I thought that they were kind of snotty because if you didn't get them, you felt like, oh, this guy's trying to show me that he's smarter than me. Like, it just felt like that. So I said, why don't you ask people stuff that they can answer no matter what? Like, it's an opinion thing. Like, sometimes he was like, what was your favorite Christmas gift that you ever got? Or where, I think...
Yeah, because you'd actually...
time it was like, are you planning to go anywhere this winter? I can't remember what it was. Like, it was just questions that anybody could answer and not so much of like, if you don't get this, you're dumb.
So he listens through to every response.
Mm-hmm. And he usually writes them down.
In his notebooks?
Yeah.
Is that what those notebooks are for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The notebooks are filled with answers that people give to his questions, plus the other things that they might want to say to him.
Exactly.
Using a telephone.
That's why there's so many.
I just ordered a push-button telephone that's non-electric.
Whoa.
Old-fashioned kind.
I just found when I cleaned our room a couple weeks ago. I found one of those clear phones where you can see all the innards, like from the 80s. You know, you can see all the electronic and the wires and stuff like that. It's totally clear.
I might kill my smartphone.
Really?
Like ceremonially.
But you kind of use it, though.
Well, I do. So I haven't done it yet, but I think they're bad.
They are bad. But,
I think they're evil.
But, like, think of all the bad things that we have to have in this world.
No,
like
we
sugar.
don't have to. But that's the thing is we keep thinking we have to, but we don't have to.
I know. Well,
you know
it does
I mean?
make things a little bit easier.
It's
what if your car breaks down in the night and...
That's why I got my phone.
Right.
I can call on my phone. I can go to a house and call on a phone. Haven't you ever done that?
Well, we tried
to
once,
a house
and then the
called
people
on
wouldn't
a phone.
let us. The people wouldn't let us. Like when I hit that deer last year, and the cell phone wasn't working, and the deer was alive, and I wanted to get the game warden because it was like I was really freaking out, and I went to the nearest house because my cell phone wasn't working, and the people said, "I'm sorry, I can't let you in. I'm watching my grandchildren right now." She was really nasty. And I said, well, can you just call the game warden for me? Yeah. And she said, no. And she slammed the door. It was like bad.
Yeah, that's just people, though.
I know it's just people, but you never know. You never know when you need to have a phone because people are people sometimes.
Yeah. But we used to just not.
There goes my thoughts that everyone is actually inherently kind and good. Right. I was like, really? I looked like, look at me. And does that woman really think I'm coming in to kill her and her grandchildren? I'm like 100 pounds and I'm 5 feet tall. Yeah,
but she learned that.
I've got like clearly like a suffering little fawn on the lawn. Like,
well, she was taught that somehow, somewhere.
Well, I just don't think. I think if that was my like big secret plan to like mass murder her, like that's going to a lot of work to mass murder somebody. I feel like mass murderers are a little lazier than that. Don't you? Like what? Mass murderers are just carrying around petite women and little like fawns with broken legs to trick people into letting them into their houses.
I think we're overthinking this.
I think she was overthinking it. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm just not sure.
Okay.
I just think, phones are taking us down the wrong path.
I hate phones.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I love is my library card on the phone where I can get free audiobooks.
Oh,
that's
nice.
The best thing on the phone that I have. Otherwise, I don't know. I could probably ditch it.
I like to use it as a little computer. Like, look at all the. Where would I see pictures of baby beavers?
On your computer.
But I don't carry my computer with me. What if I needed a baby beaver
You
fix
don't.
right now?
You don't.
Well, I obviously
don't.
did yesterday because it's what the last thing pulled up on my phone is.
No, you would have had something else. You would have gone to see a real beaver, possibly.
No, I never.
If you didn't
get
have
to
your
see
phone,
real
you might
beavers.
walk around and just go into a ditch and look around for stuff or poke things with sticks, which is what we used to do. We used to poke things with
Oh, I
sticks.
still poke things with sticks.
I don't know. There's a
Anyway.
lot of things.
I was
No,
gonna thank
it's time to go. We can't. I mean,
I can't just say thank you,
can
Howville
say-
Farms, Mountain Folk, Safe Line, and 50 Tower and Grill for sponsoring 11th Hour Radio. I said it there. Ha ha. Now you can't stop me.
I'm very, very impressed. Yeah.
Okay, we do have to go.
Yeah.
That went fast.
I know, it's strange how sometimes it just
And
really
I didn't even
does
make
go
my
fast
list.
and,
I didn't talk about anything on my list, but I didn't make a good list anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I had all kinds of strange things that we'll discuss. We could go through all our old lists and pull out things that we never talked about that
Oh
we
my
thought
god, that would be so much stuff.
it would actually be fun. I know. I have
Except
a lot
for
of
you
things.
keep your list organized, and mine are on receipts and
Yeah.
the backs of maxi pads and stuff. So it'd be kind of hard to find them because I mostly throw them away later.
Yeah,
but-
mine are a big pile in my office just for fun. Just
Nice.
to, So okay, let's see. We're gonna go out on this song called "Extreme Situations," which is a band called "Don't Call Betty." Remember them?
yes.
They don't. I don't even know if they have that band anymore. It's from Newport area, but
Cool.
I liked them.
We hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We wish you love,
Yes, much love.
and we'll see you next Friday.
See you next Friday.
To whatever goes around. I don't need to speak. I just want to play some mind games and sit like a man as the snakes wrap themselves around me. Extreme social situations. I'm a star, but it's all a bunch of bullshit that they all wanna see. Reality is here, you can't find it on TV. Who are you going to be? Who are you going to free? Who are you going to be? Do you need an imagination when you can watch it on TV? I'd rather watch the paint drying on the bus, if that's the most that we can be. Can you survive some torture, constructed but not scripted? Authority of cameras pushes us to self-destruct, exploiting the probability of the conflict inside me. It's all for your entertainment. I hope that you enjoy this show, but it's all a bunch of bullshit that they all wanna see. Reality is here, you can't find it on TV. Who are you going to be? Who are you going to free? Who are you going to be? Do you need an imagination when you can watch it on TV? I'd rather watch the paint drying on the bus, if that's the most that we can be. Can you survive some torture, constructed but not scripted? Authority of cameras pushes us to